Enes with another video, now with anatomy of the foot. This video is divided in two chapters. The first with a theoretical approach and the second with a practical approach. Consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel. Also want to say that this video is a part of a playlist about human figure in perspective, and the links for my Instagram and its code server of the channel are available in the video description. Talking about the theoretical part, like on the previous videos, we will use two books as our reference. The first book by Michael Hampton, Figure Drawing, Design and Invention. The second one by T.B. Choi, Design Your Own Anime and Manga Character. Talking about Michael Hampton's book, I can say that the method, the process, the structures that he uses to draw the foot are 100% effective, because it turns possible to draw the feet in any angle and perspective, maintaining the proportion and the overall shape. On the other hand, talking about TB's book, in the chapter where she talks about the feet, the content there is delivered in a more simplified way, considering that the reader already have a previous knowledge about the subject. Joining these two points of view, I made my own way to draw the foot. The first thing to take in mind is to draw the foot on a three-dimensional space, putting our object inside a cube in a three-dimensional space. The next step is to start drawing and mapping the shapes and forms that make or compose the foot. This is a little bit hard to explain with words, so I decided to record the time lapse of my process of animating this. You can see the overall process, the logic and the structures that I used to draw the foot in these different angles, maintaining the proportion and the overall shape. You can also see here the final version of this animation. Now it seems more like a foot, but to turn this more easier to understand, I decided to add colors. So now you can literally see what I was trying to explain. I also find important to know how to draw the bottom part of the foot. So I also added the animation showing how this behaves on a three-dimensional space, and I also added colors based on the colors that I used to draw the 360 view. As a reference, I used the right foot for this. We can use the same logic to draw the left foot, just inverting the things. Now it's time to go to a more simplified version. You can see that I used the previous complex structure as my base to find a simplified version. Here we have the animation of the simplified version. I believe that this version is more likely to be the easiest to work with comparing to the previous one, because now we are not thinking about each individual part, we are looking for groups. With that, we can go to the practical part. For this video, we have just one example, because I think that all the things that we talked previously on this video is auto-explanatory. For this example, I found a balance between the complex version of Michael Hampton and the simplified version by T.B. Choi. It is not that complex, and on the same time, it's not that simplified. You can see that the logic that I used to draw the foot on a 360 view based on the animation is also applied here, because I already know how the foot behaves on a three-dimensional space. After that, I drew the left foot, but this time we are seeing a lot of the bottom part of the foot. But we already know how to draw the bottom part of the foot, so this is really simple to do. The rest is just to use the same logic and connect the groups like a Lego. You can see that the logic remains the same. After that, the idea was to turn this in a more organic and add a little bit of light and shadow using grayscale tones. So with that, you can see that if you already know how to draw the foot on a three-dimensional space, knowing the rotations, the positions, all this stuff, turns drawing the foot in any position easier. The rest is about detail and refinement. With that, we are on the end of the video. If I helped you, consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also enable the bell to be notified about new updates. And if you play Fortnite or any game on the Epic Games Store, consider using my creator code tag ENEAS23. It will help me a lot. Thank you. Until the next one. Bye bye.